Alright guys, how's it going? I've sort of changed my routine. On Saturday mornings I used to go down to the harbour, cast a lot of leads, but there's just a lot of kayakers down there at the moment, so it's too dangerous really. So Saturday mornings I tend to go to the playing fields, cast a 18 gram plug in the morning, and then on a Sunday go and cast some leads, but hope you all managed to stay safe from Storm Dudley and Eunice in England and Wales. Fortunately yesterday, which was Friday, the bad day of Eunice, was not too bad here at all. It was like only 20-mile-an-hour wind, so we managed to avoid it. But I did see in England and Wales it was like winds of 80-90 mile an hour, and even Isle of Wight gusting to 120. So might have emptied the 7HT there if I had been there. Probably. So my main reel I'm using for plug at the moment is an Abu Ultramag 1, which has had the spool drilled out to make it lighter. The spool weight's only about 8 grams. I've had a couple of good casts in this so far. Best is 130 metres, which was in a 20-mile-an-hour wind, gusting to 30. In legal wind, I'm sort of sitting about 110 to 112 metres, which is probably going to be a legal wind today. It's only about 6-7 mile an hour, but we can check it when we get down there. So, the ideal, well, what a lot of plug guys use for 18 gram plug is a 2500, which is quite expensive, hard to come by. So I was having a wee look on eBay for bait catchers. I found this Lure Pro. Can you believe, made in China of course, can you believe this reel was £13 including delivery from China? Now it's a plastic frame. I've cut out the level wind. Really strong drag on it. I mean, if you're fishing with that and trying to reel it in with that kind of drag, I mean that drag's comparable to a Penn 525. It's way stronger than the Abus, but it's a flimsy plastic frame. So I cut out the level wind, filed them edges down so it wasn't too sharp, put 150 metres of 0.25 line on. There's a mag control there on the side. There also is a quick release lock for the side plate. So, excuse me. So there was 7 mags on it. I've taken 2 out just to liven up a wee bit. And the travel isn't that great, to be honest. That's it full on. I don't know if you can see it moving there. That's it full out. So it barely moves, like 3 or 4 mil, if even. The spool is not exactly lightweight either. Even though it does have some drill holes in this arbor. It's a one-piece spindle spool. Empty, it weighs like 19 grams. 20 grams, which is basically the same weight as a 6500's Abu spool. So it's not exactly lightweight, but I thought it would be interesting to compare it, the two reels side by side, to see what kind of difference it makes. That's the kind of wee touch I would like. I think some Ultramag 2s had a quick release on the left hand side plate, but I wish that was something Abu would do, just a quick flick a, slide that wee switch, side plate comes off, rather than if you're like on the beach or whatever trying to take screws out to get access to the bearings or change something. So it doesn't have a push button, has a thumb bar, free spool. Doesn't spin that well. That's mags off. Mags on, about 6 or 7 seconds. Which should be, I think it should be safe enough for the plug. So I thought I'd go down, compare the two reels just to see what difference it makes. So let's see what a 13 quid reel can do in the plug. And then I'll do it against my other reel, which has done 130 metres in good conditions. Which spins a lot better. The mag's off. As you can see, there's hybrid ceramic bearings and that. Doesn't spin excessively long, maybe just like a minute. Anyway, bit of sleet today, but very little wind. So we'll go down and check the wind. I think the wind's only going to be about 6-7 mile an hour, which is legal. So I'm hoping to get anything over 110 metres. I think it'll be alright for me. So let's go down. Start off with the Chinese reel first, see what we can do on it, and then we'll go on to the other reel. And hopefully reel cam is fixed here. I'm praying that it works, because it really, that Ultramag screams when that plug comes off. I don't know what speed it's going. The reel is screaming. It'll be good to see it on camera. Right, so let's head down there once this sleet stopped. Not enough braking there at all. Shouldn't have taken those 2 magnets out. So just with a big heavy spool. I'm going to take a bit of line off. It nearly held together, nearly. Right, so I've taken 30 metres off. I was kind of thinking in the house I probably should let those original 2 magnets in to see what happens, but it nearly held together. So hopefully this 30 metres off, it should be fine. So fingers crossed. That was dog. Wow, that just about held together. So let's go down and see where it is. Here, so that's about 85 metres, 90, 100, 110. So we're 85 metres. Haven't really, just sort of taken it easy for the first few. So I'll give this one a bit, see if we can get close to 90 metres, which would be 100 yards. Which in no wind really isn't too bad on a 13-pound reel. So it's a long one. Nearly. Nearly held together. Wish I had kept them with our magnets in, so I've no option. I'm going to take another 15-20 metres off the line because it's not going to go that far in a day today. So take another 10-15 off, hopefully it'll run sweet. Right, taking more line off. It's not going to happen today, this I don't think. Got the end float tightened up sort of almost as tight as it can be without slowing it down. Should have kept that other 2 magnets in, but I think this should be okay with this level, hopefully. Empty. Well, that one got away okay, but ran out of line. We'll go and see where it is anyway. Well, a bit of a shame that we couldn't really see what we could do. But obviously the spool's a bit too heavy, but I'll put those other 2 magnets in. Try to be put a conservative amount of line on. Try it again. Or start drilling the spool, make it lighter, like I did with the other one. So I'm going to go on to the Ultra Mag now. I think the wind's picked up a bit. I'll check the wind again here in a minute. I'll put the Ultra Mag on first. Still about 3 miles an hour maximum. Right, I'm kind of surprised that cracked off. Maybe I'm just used to casting with a bit of a breeze, and the plug's very sensitive to wind, and there's virtually 0 today. So put the mags up to full in the Ultra Mag here. Still about 3 or 4 clicks off maximum. Have a more go. Okay, I took about 2 or 3 extra clicks in the mag to stay together. So maybe it's just a case of getting used to how the plug reacts to different winds, and that was just over 100, but not great really. Right, see if we can get about 105 here in this next one, hit it a bit harder. Better. That seemed better. Right, probably make this my penultimate one, so, and then get one for, probably make this my penultimate cast. 1 click less mag, try to hit it flatter, see if we can get close to 105, and then I'll have one more, do it on super slow-mo, just to see the path of the plug. It feels like there's no wind at all now, like maybe 1 mile an hour. Felt alright, definitely came around a lot flatter. The plug went a lot, maybe 20-30 degrees. We'll see where it is. Surprisingly, that felt a lot better, but surprisingly it was only maybe about 1 or 2 more, it's about 102, but that's in the lower range of legal. Well, when I say legal, I mean for records for plug. You're allowed up to like 6.5 mile an hour, it's about 2 at the moment, so if it was up near 6 or 7, I'd probably hope to be up near 110, but at the moment, 2 mile an hour, sort of gusting to 3 maybe, sitting about 102, so it's about 112 yards, so I'm still quite happy with that. But right, we'll get one more for slow-mo, and then hopefully go home, and I'm hoping this reel cam's worked for a change. Come on, reel cam, please work, or please have worked. Actually, I was just a quick thought there, before I go, saying conditions are nice and calm. I thought I'd have one go and fix spool, just to see, maybe in these kind of conditions fix spool's better. Because definitely with the less wind on the multiplier, you need more mags or less line, sort of combination of both. So do one more here do one on the fixed spool, and then hopefully reel cam doesn't foul the line. Now I'll do one here in fixed spool then, and then do one more super slow-mo on multiplier. Well, just as a cast at the wind swung, and it's actually sort of coming 45 degrees on headwind, so it only went about 88, 90 on that fixed spool, so unfortunately I wasn't able to compare with similar conditions. So back home, edit this video, and with a bit of luck, reel cams worked. So hope you had a good weekend, guys. Take care, see you later.